everyone, it's Casey. Today I wanted to make a little follow-up video to my information that I was giving you about Petite Blythe in one of my previous videos. So I did finally get a Petite Blythe, and I've been working on the eye chips, and I now have them successfully made. So I will be adding Petite Blythe chips as well as pull-up eye chips to my Etsy shop soon. The mini pull-up takes 6mm. The Petite Blythe takes 5mm. I wasn't actually able to order those supplies for 5mm because my supplier doesn't make them that small. So I'm actually modifying the 6mm, which is working. But a couple of things came up along the way, and the first thing was that the eye mechanism part for the Petite Blythe, the eye holes are very, very deep. So when I was putting the eye chip in there, it was going really far down, it was going in crooked, it just wasn't working, and I knew that I couldn't sell them that way. So I was looking for a solution, and what I've come up with is sticky tack. So I use this sticky tack for all kinds of things with my dolls. The main thing I use them for is posing them. I put some of this on the bottom of their shoes sometimes. I use it to hold the stick, to keep the stick from sliding, the stick that holds the doll up. And so I also use it on BeBeDolls to hold the eyes in place. So I highly recommend getting some for your dolls. And so what I discovered is if I took a little bit of the sticky tack and I put it in the eye hole, I could push the eye chip down on top of it and keep it from going deep inside. The only other problem that I discovered was that the eye chip would go very deep inside, and it would stick to the sticky tack, and then the back of the eye chip would get stuck, and so when you took it off it wouldn't come out. So the other solution for that is to cut a little piece of paper about the size of the eye chip, which is really small. It doesn't have to be exact or perfectly round, it just has to be about the size. So I cut a tiny piece of paper, it's about the same size, and I put that little piece of paper on top of the sticky tack in the hole. And so basically it's not a big deal if the back of your eye chip, if the paper comes off, but if you're planning on putting the eyes in and taking them out and putting them in and taking them out, it might eventually ruin your chip, and you don't really want that to happen. So then I just go ahead and sit the eye chip on top of the paper and the sticky tack as centered as possible and press it down. And as you can see, it now goes in straight and flush with the eye hole. And sometimes you might have to push a little harder. The other thing you'll have to practice with is how much sticky tack you need. Because if you put too much, it will ooze out into the eyelid or the eyelash area or out the sides, and you don't really want that. So there might be better ways to do this. So if you decide to experiment with them and you find one, let me know. I consider using hot glue or something like that, but I didn't want it to be in there permanently. So this is kind of the solution that I came up with. So as always, remember, don't use anything sharp to press on your eye chip because you will damage the resin, so just use your finger. And I'm not going to put a piece of paper on this one because these are my practice chips, so I'm just going to put this one in. And so I wanted to make this video so that anyone who purchases my chips can kind of see how to go about using them. And then as you can see, they fit right in and they look really good. It's a great option now for your petite dolls. And I probably won't be customizing this doll because I'm going to need to keep the mechanism so that I can hand cut these. All of these are going to have to be hand cut. So as you can see, even though I put paper in there, it did peel off the back of the eye chip, which again, it's no big deal. You can still use the eye chip. There's still paper on there. It's just that if you do it a lot, like I said, it might damage it. But that's how you put them in, and then you can just, as I said, pop them out with a long needle and change them and do whatever you want. Be sure not to pierce the resin. You want to sort of pry it up from the bottom. And that's how you go about doing that. So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll put a link to my shop in case you want to buy some chips for your Petite Blythe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.